Hi, I'm Alexander Turnbull from René of Paris and Aderans. Today I'm with the new wig. This is Ella, and this is a new colour as well. This is Satin Pearl. Now this is available in the Orchid Collection, and it is absolutely delightful. I mean, I love this piece, and I love this colour. I mean, it comes in a lot of different colours, but the colour is second to none, just beautiful. What a gorgeous, creamy tone-on-tone blonde. Love it. But let's talk about the style. And what am I going to do? Well, I like this so much. I want to actually do very, very little. I don't want to change the texture too much, because I think the texture's great. It's a really kind of very cool bob. You know, very cool. Look at all this texture that's in there. The straight ends, which are really fashionable. And this is something that we would do in the salon quite often, you know. We'd get somebody in, we'd put some texture in, straighten the ends up a little bit. But then also, that's quite modern. But then when you look at like this kind of texture and then move it in with your fingers a little bit, we get kind of a vintage kind of feel to it as well. So, what am I gonna do with Ella today? Well, I'm gonna do modern vintage, okay? So what is modern vintage? Basically taking something old and sprucing it up and making it look something new. And remember, in fashion, there is generally nothing new. Everything has been recycled, reformed, with a little new twist on it. So I'm gonna do something really vintage with a vintage style headband that'll have a vintagey kind of, almost a Coco Chanel inspired effect, hence Dita Von Teese, Gatsby, that kind of vibe, but with a modern twist, with it being the new wig, Ella, in that gorgeous new colour Satin Pearl. So, I have here this lovely headband, which just looks great. So, I'm just looking at that now. First I'm going to test the material, okay? Now the material is nice and soft, which is really important because we obviously don't want to pull or damage the fibres in any way. Okay, so first off, I'm just going to pop the headband on. Over we go, and what I like about this headband, ladies and gentlemen, is it's actually I can really stretch the material out. So the more I stretch the material out, the more detail I actually get in terms of looking at that colour. And that pink, doesn't that work lovely? That pink just against that on the new colour, the Satin Pearl, just looks gorgeous. So immediately that look looks great. You know, she could go out like that, looking fantastic. I'm gonna show you a couple of ways to apply headbands. You could go in with a tail comb like this and just flatten that down a little bit, which works. And the beauty of this is, when that's in there, should you need a little bit more body, you can put the tail of the comb in and give it a little bit of lift. And I do want a bit more body. So I want a bit of body coming from out here, and from about here, I want to see this kind of bit of a ridge coming in. Okay. So, first off, I don't think I want all of this side on the face. So I've just got my looping tool, take some hair and just literally tuck it into the band. So, you know, I don't need to use bobby pins because I've got the firmness and strength in that band. So, you know, less is more, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't need to use something and you think you can get away with it not using it, then don't use it. Okay, see how that's wrapped around that band there? And what I can do, I can do this a couple of times, okay? And it will give us almost like a stripy effect with the blonde hair against the pink band, which will look quite cool. So what I do is I hold on to these ends, look, my fingers, so they don't run away from me. And then I wait till this is through this side, like this, look. And then through we go. You see what's kind of giving us this bit of a detailed effect, almost. Okay, now I can see, do I want this little bit of side back, or do I want that to go in as well? You know, I think, even though I'll lose the stripe, I think I want to tuck that back into the rest of the hairstyle and make it integral to the rest of the hairstyle. But I didn't know that until I actually just looked at it. You know, and looking at the hairstyle, you might see me keep moving around like so to make sure I'm happy. Could, even with this side here, I'm holding like so, look, put this in here, down, 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 hold those ends again. Look at that, little bit of detail. I think that looks really cool. So I'm probably gonna leave that there, just with a bit of hair detail there, some wrapping out there. But what I do wanna do is kind of create a bit more width towards the bottom. So I'm just taking the René of Paris Protective Holding Spray, which is a hairspray designed purely for wigs and for our fibres. But saying that, you know, when I need a bit of hairspray myself, I sometimes use this stuff on my own, so it is actually perfectly fine to use on bio hair. Just thought I'd let that one in there, just in case you wanted to use this on your own hair. It's actually a really nice spray. So you see how what I'm doing with my fingers? Just like this, just like I'm you know, seasoning a steak, or, you know, seasoning some food like that with the salt and pepper. I'm actually using the same kind of things with my fingertips to crunch that hair, to create that little bit more distance and that little bit more kind of texture to it. So, ladies and gentlemen, you've been tuning in with me today. I'm Alexander Turnbull from René of Paris and Aderans. This is a gorgeous new wig. This is Ella in the colour Satin Pearl, and this is in the Orchid Collection. Today I've done a little bit of styling. We've gone with something modern vintage. Let me know what you think. But from me and everybody here at René of Paris and Aderans, remember, follow us on all forms of social media, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye bye.